Hello everyone. This past month has been really hard for me, and I need to talk about why, and I need to do a transition update. There's not really much to update on in terms of progress. It's more a list of things that are not in progress currently. Last month I had to stop seeing my electrologist because COVID-19 and kind of close contact, can't really social distance when you got someone stabbing you in the face. So I have a lot more facial hair on my face right now than I would like. It's certainly less than I had before, and I'm trying to remember that on the really bad days. It's not fun. I'm making no progress on that. I can also make no progress towards my bottom surgery, which requires hair removal. But by far the worst thing going on right now is that in the past month, I have been laid off and I'm currently unemployed, and I lost my health insurance. To be clear, I lost my health insurance overnight. There was no way I could prep for this. Losing my health insurance for me means losing access to my doctors, my therapists, my lab work, my prescription drugs. Fortunately, I'm a paranoid individual and I have a fair stockpile of estrogen because every once in a while there is a shortage and you can't get it when you need it, so it benefits you to keep a stockpile, so I'm good for a little while. The only one that's going to be a problem is my progesterone, which is something I have to refill every single month, which means I'm going to be paying out of pocket or using a good RX coupon and hoping for the best. But fortunately, that is the only one I have to worry about cost-wise because I have a stockpile of other things, so I can wait a little longer on those, which is something of a blessing. My needles and syringes were never covered by my insurance anyway, which makes no sense to me, and honestly, it was kind of infuriating, but they're cheap, so whatever. But this has been a really psychologically trying experience for me. Basically, the only way I was coping before was by telling myself that I'm working towards completing my transition. And that means different things for different people, and for me, my transition will be complete when I have bottom surgery. And I can make no progress towards that, and even if I could, I don't know that I can actually pay for it at this point. I'm trying really hard to just remind myself that this is temporary, that this will all work out. I'm trying really hard to apply to a bunch of jobs. It's certainly been an interesting experience interviewing looking like a girl instead of looking like a guy when I do these virtual interviews. And honestly, every interview I've been on so far, I've been so nervous that they're gonna immediately clock me or think I'm a guy. Honestly, all of those nerves go away the second that I just be myself in those interviews. I have never been so relieved to have my name and gender be so firmly legally established. That has been a blessing through this whole process. It's kind of nice not having to explain myself or qualify myself in any other way than professionally. I don't have to prove to these people that I'm a girl, I just have to show up. I have the privilege of being able to decide whether or not I want to go stealth or not. I don't know, it's been mostly a relief to me. I just don't have to think about it. I can just focus on being scared as hell about the interview and the stakes at hand. There's a good chance that when this is all over, I'll be right back at my old job with my same insurance and everything, and it's kind of reassuring to know that, but it is hard being stuck here. I'm stuck in so many ways, and my PTSD is not a super big fan of being stuck in a house with food scarcity and limited social options, having been in that situation from abuse. Can you tell I haven't talked to my therapist in over a month? I also try to remember that I am still on hormones and my second puberty is still going really well and things are filling out and working out great. So I'm not stopping my transition, I'm just not making any new progress. The only things I'm not making progress on are hair removal and bottom surgery, which are my last two things. So what am I really losing in terms of my transition? The other thing that's been floating around for a while is that Amanda and I had for a long time been considering moving to another state. And now that my birth certificate is all completed, there's literally nothing keeping me here. I lost everything. My entire plan for bottom surgery, for hair removal, for everything. All of my plans shattered overnight. And honestly, the only reason we stayed here instead of moving was so I could complete my legal transition, and then because I had a plan for the rest of my transition. But now I'm kind of wondering if there's any real sense to staying where we know we don't want to be long term. I kind of wonder if this is an opportunity for me to go do the life that I wanted to live, you know? And obviously we can't move right now. We can't be like signing documents and leases with people to like check out apartments and things. Like, that's not an option. We can't be traveling that sort of distance and everything, spreading disease. But if my life is already shattered, why not reshape it into something that I want it to look like, you know? For the first time, I actually get to design a plan about my transition rather than just try to cobble one together with what I've got. And there's a lot of freedom in that because I can go to another state which might have better options for me. I can go to a place with better surgeons. I could even potentially get coverage for this surgeon in this state from another state. I don't know. The point is I have options, and I'm trying to interpret that as a positive thing rather than as an overwhelming, I have no idea what I'm doing and I need to pick something way. So I don't really know exactly how that's going to pan out. I do not know where we're going to be living. I do not know where I'm going to be getting surgery or when. I do not know how I'm going to be able to afford to do anything. I have no idea what's going to happen. I did just get approved for Medicaid, which apparently will be effective June 1st, which is kind of pointless to me, and apparently does not cover my estradiol, which is really not useful to me. But the good news is that it does cover all of my doctors and therapists, so I can start seeing them again, assuming I don't have a job that has insurance coverage by then. My endocrinologist also lowered my estrogen because my levels were too high, which is a mixed feeling. I actually do feel better on the slightly lower level. I feel like things are growing again, which is important. I don't know if that's psychosomatic, but there seems to be a correlation. And I am aware that oversaturating your E2 receptors is a thing, so I'm kind of wondering if she's right. I'm trying to trust her. We obviously did not have the time to train Amanda before the apocalypse happened to do my injections on my butt, so we're gonna have to figure that out later. I've just been doing thigh shots like normal and bleeding every 4th or 5th time, so that's been interesting. I love hitting stuff, it's fun. But no needles popping off, so we're doing better than we were in December. So for now, I'm just trying to keep moving as much as I can. Honestly, I feel completely overwhelmed and completely paralyzed and terrified, and I have no idea what I'm doing, and I just have to keep moving and hope that I'm making an as best an informed decision as I can at every turn. I'm having to trust myself. I'm struggling, I'm lost, and I don't have a plan. I am not okay, but I will be. I will be okay again. I'll be good again. For now, I'm trying to actually give myself days to recover from hard exposures. Like, I did Portal the day after I had a 6-hour job interview. Like, I find that giving myself busy days and then off days really works really well. I get to kind of set my own schedule more or less, which is kind of liberating, actually. I don't really know what's going to happen in the future, but I can't control that. So I'm only trying to control the things that I actually do have control over, and that's a pretty short list right now. And part of me is really worried that I'm going to put a lot of effort in and end up right back where I started with nothing gained. But what else can I do? And I think that's where I'm going to cut it off today. I'm not really in much of a talking mood. I don't really feel super great about my life and my transition in particular. There's not really much to update on other than the fact that my life has completely fallen apart and I have no idea what to do. Yay! Opportunities are everywhere! Well, I was on an upward trend for so long, I figure sooner or later I gotta have a down spiral, right? So thank you for stopping by and supporting me and following me on this really even stranger than I could have imagined journey, and I hope that I've done something to help somebody else out there who might be going through something like this. I mean, we're all going through COVID-19 either way, so I will be back as soon as I feel like it with more videos and probably doing more streaming on Twitch sometime soon. I always love when people drop in and hang out and drop a comment, say something, hang out. You know, it's super casual, I love it. So I'll be doing that periodically. And by periodically, I mean sporadically with no real discernible schedule. They announced a Splatfest and I'm really excited about that, so I'll be definitely live streaming that. I actually managed to figure out how to live stream simultaneously to my YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So that's been pretty fun, and I'll be doing a lot of laundry and a lot of dishes. My house is so clean. I've got nothing else to do. I'll see you all soon. Stay safe out there and stay curious.